Alright, we had a rough start to the day, but we're back. We're on the play for the second round. This hand's kind of a hard sell. We do have some cycling to hit our land drops, but then what are we hoping to do? We have two expensive cards. We don't even have blue mana yet. That's permanent. I think this actually is a mulligan. As much as I hate mulliganing. Alright, this hand looks a little better. The ops can help us hit our land drops. We've got interaction. Card draw. Hopefully our opponent is not on mono red again. Keeps a 7. Sensor, huh? I think I can go for a sensor. Let's keep that on top. So that means I'm not going to cast this opt, probably. Save it for a future turn where I know the scry is going to be useful. Ooh, I might be playing a mirror match here. The name of the game in mirror matches is just to hit all your land drops. Alright, this is going to be miserable. I'm going to scry everything that's not a land to the bottom. Negate, not a bad draw. I'm already predicting this match is going to go to time, so I'm going to use f6 as liberally as possible. It's casting something, that's interesting. What do you want to cast main phase? Nothing, huh? Right, rolling right along. Now he's tapping out for something. Oh, Gideon. Do I even care about Gideon? Not really. I care a little bit if he tries to protect it. But I have like a lot of ways to deal with a Gideon. I'm gonna have more answers than threats. Huh. Not actually sure if I want to counter that or not. For this negate's gonna be more useful later. I don't think I care about Gideon. I think I can beat it. It's gonna make an emblem. Guess that's fair. So I'm gonna have to deal with it eventually, but I imagine I will be able to. Bottom the Essence Scatter, top the land. Pass the turn. Hypnu Rivulet. Well, his deck looks a little more geared to fight the mirror match than mine. I'm not going to do anything about this Gideon right now. I don't care about 4 damage. I'm just going to cast another Glimmer. Not sure why he didn't attack there. I guess he might be playing around Settle the Wreckage. That's worth knowing about. Let's cast a Glimmer. I can bottom both of those. I'm good on lands now. Scavenger Grounds, that could be useful later. Let's play that. Now I'll cast to Settle the Wreckage. I would be thrilled if he wants to fight over this. Sure. I will not pay. I will take 4. I'm not going to use my negate. Hell no. Let's go ahead and cycle. Okay. Cast another Settle the Wreckage. Alright, that one worked. No need to use the Supreme Will right now. I'll hold on to it as long as we're hitting land drops. Ooh, that's not bad. What are we at right now? 7, 8, and 9 mana. 2 turns from now. Alright, I'll pass the turn. I don't really want him to be glimmering, so I'll cast a negate. Cast Approach. Don't care if it resolves or not, because we only care if the second one resolves. How about this Glimmer? Do I care about it? Oh, he's gonna Rivulet me. Sure. Don't know if the game's gonna come to that. I guess he just wants to get rid of that approach on top of my deck. It's fine, I've got 2 more. I guess 1 more now. But the game's gonna go long enough that we'll probably find it. Main phase Glimmer. Kinda want lands, but I also kinda want spells. So I guess I'll keep one of the lands on top, just to ensure I hit my land drop this turn. Sure. He's going to cast his own approach. Alright, so before we decide what to do about that, let's cast the Supreme Will and look at the top 4. I was kind of hoping it found me an approach of my own, but I don't care if his resolves that much. So let's take farmland. Let's see, how many lands do we have? 7, 8, 9, 10. Make it 11. So if I took an untapped land, I'd be able to hold up negate plus censor. No, that's not correct. Take farmland. Cycle censor. Okay, that resolves. Let's cast opt. Oh, hello. That was fortunate. Now we get to play some sideboard games. That was mercifully not too bad. Opponent is similarly not enthused by the matchup. Anyway, let's get rid of these, get rid of some of this. What do we want? We want this, these, those, Gideons. We can cut renunciations, possibly just all to settle the wreckages. We just need to cut like one card, like an approach. We only really need one, and the game's going to go long enough that we will find it. Other than that, this looks good to me. Alright, this hand looks fine. Lands and spells. Ooh, interesting. Probably don't want to cast it on turn 2, because then he can just go like counter it, then untap and play Gideon, and we're in a bad spot. But in the near future it will be good. Cycle one of these sensors. Gideon, not bad. Actually, now that I think about it, since I drew that Gideon, we could entice him to counter the search. Then if he untaps and plays Gideon, we can have a Gideon war. But I don't know if that's actually good, because his gets to tick up first. He gets first crack at like a cast out. Let's see what happens since we're testing. So this is going to get countered. At the very least we get a negate out of his hand, which is going to be useful later, because this is not a high priority hit. Alright, he didn't have a Gideon. Okay, do I want to cast my Gideon now is the question. We lose it to a Censor or a Supreme Will. We won't be able to protect it later very well. But it will force him to keep using... Well, maybe it's more useful to do it next turn so we won't get to Glimmer. No, I think I'm going to cast it now. Force him to keep using his spells. If he has to... Oh, cycling a cast out. That is either good or bad news. Cast out is useful for getting rid of Gideon, so maybe that means he already has an answer like Censor. Yeah, figured. But again, he gets these cards out of his hand, and these aren't the primary ways I'm going to win the game. Just ways I could have won the game. He's got a main phase Glimmer. Alright, Sun Exchange didn't work out great for me. He kind of had exactly what I was hoping he didn't have, but at least he didn't have a Gideon of his own. Alright, let's start with the main phase Opt. Bottom, well, actually, I guess I keep that on top. No, I bottom it. I was kind of hoping to find another Gideon there while he was tapped out, but this will be fine. Opponent's using up his own time. Don't think I want to censor, or I want to cycle the censor as well. Depends on what Opt finds us, but casting a censor could be useful later, in case we need to counter like a Gear Hulk on turn 6. Supreme Well I'll keep on top. Another Glimmer. Kinda don't want that to happen. I think I counter it. It's gonna let him keep getting ahead on spells and lands both. I'll negate this. He's gonna counter back, but at least it taps him down. He gets another counter out of his hand. He's gonna Opt, maybe a Spell Pierce. Or he's looking for one at least. Puts it on top. Nope, just gonna let it happen. Glimmer's useful. I think I'll cast that main phase when it's most likely to resolve. Sure, I'll keep both of those. Don't think I want that. No, we're just kind of playing Drago. I haven't actually seen a Gear Hulk yet this match, but I have to assume they're in there somewhere. At least I hope so, as these Essence Scatters aren't totally awful. Just gonna cast the first approach, don't care. Might lose to the second one, because we don't have a negate backup. If he doesn't have a land, I can censor it at least. Looks like he doesn't. So I'll hold on to the censor since he missed a land drop. Okay. So now I guess I have to cycle sensor. Ooh, Gear Hulk, that's not bad. Do I want to cast it or not? I think so. He probably has an answer to it. So maybe I hold it just so I can threaten to Gear Hulk negate on his approach. Gideon, it's not bad. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So I'll play the Gideon. Gate, that's fine. Just gonna go for an approach now. We're gonna do what we can, try to stop it. Guessing he has a negate backup though. Oh, Jace's defeat. Okay, that'll do it. Guess that card is also good in the mirror. So, Essence Scatter is not great. Maybe I want to cut that for something, but I'm not sure what. We don't have many cards that are actually good in this matchup. Guess even just a cycling card would be better. I can keep in 2 maybe, just in case he brings in his own Gear Hulks. I have to assume. Maybe I just do like 1 and 1. Bring in another Renunciation, do something like that. And we still have the cast outs to deal with it, I guess, if we have to. Try this. We'll play. I guess we keep. Start cycling. I'll just use this Supreme Will, I think, as a find another land. Ooh, or a Spill Pierce. It's also nice, but I think I do need lands, so I'll take the Glacial Fortress. Gear Hulk, that's interesting. Pass the turn. Glimmer end and step. Can counter it if he wants to. Oh, it resolves. Don't really want the sensor, but I could go for an opt. It's better than a random card, I think. Ooh, third negate. That'll be useful later, hopefully. Let's main phase cycle this sensor, I think. Alright, that was actually kind of what I was hoping to draw, a tap land. Not going to counter Supreme Will. Cast opt. Gideon, you say. I actually don't think I want Gideon. I'd rather have lands. Pass the turn. Yeah, I'll let him take his turn. He's gonna main phase something. Yeah, he has to hit his land drops. Let's go for an end step Torrential Gearhulk. Sensor. He's gonna play his first approach, that's fine. Gearhulk Glimmer. Cast it, yes. Yeah, I could go for those. At least the farmland. Yeah, I think I like lands here. I will need them eventually. Let's cast opt. Sure, I'll keep approach on top. So we're looking at 5, 6, 7, 8 mana this turn if I play untap land. Don't think I want to though. Let's start with an opt. Bottom that land. Attack for 5. Pass. Cycle. Cycle. Do have on a bit of a clock with the Gearhulk, I guess. It's not nothing. Settle the wreckage. Do I care? I kinda care. Guess I care enough to fight a little bit over it. He wants to go to war. Don't really want to spend all my negates though. Maybe I just let this happen. I think I'm far enough ahead right now. Let's at least cycle. I guess cast Opt and decide from there. Ooh, Supreme Will. Keep that on top. I guess I'll use that to counter the Settle the Wreckage. So I tapped slightly wrong there. Well, I might have left myself dead to a Spell Pierce. Okay, thank God. I would have felt really bad if that's how we ended up losing. Cycle. Okay, let's cast Gideon. Do we have a 2-turn clock? No, we can go 5, 10, 14, so not quite. 2-turn clock though, it's something. I guess I can also make an emblem, which is useful. Attack for 5, so that means another approach doesn't kill me. And then pass. Glimmer. Ugh, I kind of want to counter it, but then I'm kind of out of answers to things. I guess let's cycle cast out first, see if that changes any decisions. No. Alright, I guess you get to Glimmer. Bottom, bottom. Another Glimmer. Sure. That one went bottom top. Opt, okay. Well, play is pretty clear here. Just attack for 9. Let's see if we make it through the turn. Guess I could have cast an approach there, but at least now I can pay for, you know, whatever mana leak effects he has. Gideon. Huh. Do I care about that? He can make an emblem, that doesn't change much. I guess I don't counter it. It's not enough to win him the game by itself. Okay, so this Gideon is currently lethal. He's going to have to be able to answer it through a negate, which I think he won't be able to do. Can't think of anything that he'd be able to use to answer it and have enough mana to answer a negate. So, alright, especially with Spell Pierce backup. Let's make a 4/4 and attack him. Oof, that was an interesting match. We maybe misused our resources that one turn because we would have lost to that second approach with a Spell Pierce backup. But I guess it worked out. Yeah, but I think other than that turn, which was a little questionable, I think we used pretty good intuition and you know, general strategy there. So let's try another match.